I'm going to build 12 startups in the next 12 months, and I'm going to take you with me along the journey. I know it is counterintuitive, but since becoming a father, I have become way more productive than I have ever been. And AI has evolved so much that building software now is easier than ever. At least for me, the time has never been better to build cool stuff as a one-man army. What I'm going to build aren't technically startups, they're products. But the reason why I'm calling them startups is that if the product succeeds, they can all potentially be an independent business with a clear monetization strategy. The word startup also implies quick growth, which is how I am going to judge the success of each product. If it grows fast, that will tell me that I may have found product market fit and may be onto something. If there is no growth to justify the server cost, marketing efforts, customer support time, etc., then I will kill it and move on. I have built tons of products before. Most have failed. 2 of them sold, but I have never done it on a schedule. And I haven't done it publicly, which is what this challenge is about. Having to design, build, market, and sell a different product every month may sound like a hard thing to do, but it actually makes my life easier. Since I only have 1 month per product, I can't get stuck in a single idea for too long. I can't over-engineer it and overcomplicate it. I will fail quickly and learn quicker than if I had a year to build it. Making mistakes is the privilege of the active, says the founder of IKEA. The reason why I want to do this publicly is twofold. First, because maybe there are people watching that are my potential customers. Maybe. And second, because if I share my failures with you, then you can also learn from them, so that if you ever want to build something on your own, you don't make the same mistakes I did. Nassim Taleb says that we in modern society should treat ruined entrepreneurs the same way that we honor fallen soldiers. Not with as much honor, but with the same logic. That's because when an entrepreneur fails or a scientific researcher fails, they absorb risk on behalf of the collective. They put skin in the game. They expose themselves to ruin, volatility, and risk, not just for personal gain, but in a way that generates information for everybody else. We shouldn't waste failure by trying to hide it, because failure can turn into data. Data that tells other entrepreneurs what not to do. Like when a scientist fails, they generate the data that tells other scientists what not to do. I am not comparing myself to a scientific researcher, and I'm not saying I want to do this so I can be honored as a fallen soldier. Not even close. I want to do it so that we can normalize failure and see it as an asset and not something to be ashamed of. The ultimate goal of doing this publicly is that if someone watching this is thinking about building something, but are afraid of failing, they can hopefully feel encouraged by my public failures and take the risk to build something themselves. Seth Godin says that the person who fails the most wins. Nassim Taleb says that failure isn't an option, it is a must. Thomas Edison says that I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And Michael Jordan says that I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeeded. Maybe they are onto something, you know? Now, let's talk about the ideas I'm going to build. Coming up with ideas has never been a problem for me. That is because I don't come up with ideas, I just noticed problems. Most people that want to build something waste the time hoping for an idea to magically appear in their head. Like some divine inspiration will hit when they're in the shower with an idea to build the next TikTok. Rather than sitting around and waiting for an idea to hit me, I just look around me and see all the problems and inconveniences that I have and that people around me have, and see if I can build a solution for them. It is that easy. It does not mean the solutions will be sexy and exciting, but they will be useful and solve a problem that a real person has. Following this process, I have collected pages and pages full of ideas, but they need filtering. So let me tell you about the filters I'm going to use to pick the ideas I'm going to build. The first filter is the vitamin or painkiller filter. A vitamin is something that is good to have because it improves your life, adds convenience, or helps you in some way. But it is not essential. People may like it, but they can't live without it. You have to convince them to care. A painkiller, on the other hand, solves a pressing, painful problem. It is something people actively seek out and are often willing to pay for immediately. You don't need to convince them they need it because they already know they do. The easiest way to tell if an idea is a vitamin or a painkiller is to think of what would happen if the server went down. Will your customers angrily complain, or will they wait for it to come back up? If they complain, it's a painkiller. If they can happily wait, it's a vitamin. Using this filter, a whole category of ideas like to-do list app, calendar app, productivity app, etc. are out. The second filter is the competition filter. Usually people get discouraged when they see that somebody has already built a version of their idea. That actually encourages me even more. If someone else already built it, you know there is a market for it. There is an audience that wants it, and there is a price they're willing to pay for it. Having a competitor saves you from the uncertainty of building something that no one wants. So if I come up with an idea and there is no competition for it, I'm not gonna build it. The third filter is the sexiness filter. Most builders want to build sexy products. Products that are about the latest and most exciting trends, like a Bitcoin trading AI agent in VR. And that's fine, it may be fun to build, but there is a chance that 1, the market is incredibly saturated, 2, the market is changing so fast that the product will be obsolete in a year, 3, that you will be competing with the best of the best, and 4, that you may be too early, and being too early is the same as being wrong. For me, the more boring the idea, the better. Boring idea means less competition. Maybe an underserved market with very few players, or players that are not very good, outdated, expensive, etc. It also means that my marketing efforts will have more of an impact. The amount of marketing an AI product needs to succeed right now is insane. But maybe if I am building software for a boring market, let's say an invoicing systems for real estate agents, for example, the SEO competition may be low and the cost to acquire the customers will be incredibly cheap. And that brings me to the last filter, the total addressable market filter. People usually want to build products that have the potential to be used by millions of people. That is not what I'm going to do. I'd rather build something that can be used by thousands of people. That's more than enough for me, because I'd rather build something that 1,000 people love and use than something that 1,000,000 people don't care about. Do I want to kill myself trying to compete with the big players? Or would I rather build something that 1,000 people pay $20 a month for while I enjoy the Spanish sun? I will take the second option. These filters aren't binary. They're going to be like a score system. Each idea will get a score based on how well it passes the filter. There will be some ideas that are more vitamin than painkiller, and other ones that will be more sexy than others, but the goal is to build only the ones that score the highest. I will see you in the next video for something not related to this challenge, and I will see you in a month to launch the first product with you and share with you what I learned. In the meantime, let me know what kind of content you would like to see from this challenge. Like, are you interested in the tech part and want to know how I build the product? Or do you want to learn how I do market and competition research? Or do you want to learn how I do SEO and marketing? Let me know. 언제나 감사하고 사랑합니다. See you on the next one. 다음에 봐요. Bye bye.